Hello, adventurers of all shapes and sizes. My name is Chance. Welcome to my spellbook, and thank you so much for tuning in to the 18th episode of our Feat series. My goodness. Today we're going to be taking a look at Fade Away, found in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything. As always, if you don't got it, please get it. It is worth it. And this is for you little people out there. No, I'm not talking about dwarves. No, I'm not talking about halflings. That's right. We are talking about the gnome. The sneaky gnome in this case. This is pretty good stuff. If you are unfamiliar with how feats work, how you get access to them, and how you use them, I'll give you a brief explanation. Feats, you get them every 4 levels as a general rule of thumb. Some classes get them a little bit more frequently than that, but for the most part every 4 levels. And you get them in placement of your ability score improvement. They're essentially extra features, traits, abilities, and skill sets you can give your character that gives them a little bit more of a customized and personalized feeling. With that description out of the way, let's take a look at the description for Fade Away. As I kind of alluded to earlier, there is a prerequisite, and that's that you gotta be a gnome, which is probably one of the most underplayed races in the game. Can't say I've ever played with a gnome, if I'm gonna be honest with you. The feat reads as followed. Your people are clever, with a knack for illusion magic. You have learned a magical trick for fading away when you suffer harm. You gain the following benefits. Increase your dexterity or intelligence score by 1 to a maximum of 20. Immediately after you take damage, you can use your reaction to magically become invisible until the end of your next turn, or until you attack, deal damage, or force someone to make a saving throw. Once you use this ability, you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. Wow, a lot to unpack there. That being said, let's take a look at a walkthrough and kind of explain this a little bit better. So the +1 to dexterity intelligence, not really a whole lot to unpack there. I'd probably just pick whichever one is kind of around that modifier increase, or whichever one you're using more frequently, if neither of them are close to that ability score or ability modifier increase. Secondly, that second half, my goodness, that's a wordy one. So when you get hit, meaning you have to take damage first, which is kind of the biggest drawback to this in my opinion, you magically become invisible. If you're unfamiliar with how invisibility works, I'll just read you the source from the player's handbook here. An invisible creature is impossible to see without the aid of magic or special sense. For the purpose of hiding, the creature is heavily obscured, which gives you can't be hit basically, it gives you a really good bonus to your AC. And the creature's location can be detected by the creature's location can be detected by any noise it makes or any tracks it leaves. Sorry, I got all muddled up there. And the second point, attack rolls against the creature have disadvantage, and the creature's attack rolls have advantage. Very good stuff there. Very good. So, something I would like to point out, you gotta wait until a long or short rest to use it again. That, in my opinion, is the biggest drawback. Also, it wears off as soon as you attack, deal damage, force someone to make a saving throw, which is pretty much any offensive action you can take. Yeah, it's still pretty cool though. That being said, let's take a look at my personal thoughts on it. Is it better than any other feat out there? It kind of depends on your playstyle, I guess, but for the most part, I want to say no. If you removed that short or long rest requirement, I would say it was overpowered, but because that's there, you can really only use it once, maybe twice a day, maybe 3 times if it was a rough session, but still, interesting. I think a good way to play this, or a good class to pair this up with, would either be an assassin would probably benefit a lot from this, or actually moreover the cleric would probably benefit more from this than anyone else. Reason being, I'll explain both of them. We'll start with the assassin first. So the assassin and rogues in general will really benefit from this, because in addition to getting that second sneak attack damage, that second guaranteed sneak attack advantage, you can run away really quick. Reason being, rogues, if you've never played one before, they can use dash as a bonus action. So, assuming your movement speed's 30 feet, which most races it is, you can essentially take damage, turn invisible, move 30 feet as part of your movement, move another 30 feet as a bonus action, and move another 30 feet as a action. So you can very easily see how that would put significant gap of distance between you and the enemy. So that's kind of why rogues would gain a lot from it. On the subject of clerics, it doesn't say that healing affects it, or the invisibility rather. So you could take damage, turn invisible, go to an ally who's probably taking damage as well, and heal them or buff them significantly. I really like that use, and I think it would be very effective. Kind of plays really well thematically as well, or even heal yourself, right? The sky's kind of the limit. That being said, if you have any alternative uses, any cool play styles, any builds related to this feat, or any cool stories in general, I'd really like to hear them down in the comments. I love reading them, so does everyone tuning in. Please be a part of our community. We're always happy to have more people. That being said, thank you so much, guys, and as always, happy adventuring.